What's up, everybody? Back at another video here, getting ready for a fishing trip. We had the KBL championship this weekend. Unfortunately, didn't get to fish today, just didn't have enough time. I fished for 2 hours yesterday. I only caught 4 fish, 2 of which didn't even measure, so it was a rough weekend, but we have a fishing trip coming up. Heading to Kentucky Lake tomorrow for a whole week with the family. It's and friends. It's going to be a fun trip, but again, just getting ready today. I was going to go fishing, but by the time I got there, got fishing, got home, got everything ready, I wouldn't have got sleep. So leaving really early in the morning tomorrow, so didn't do well in the championship, but that's okay. We're gonna catch a bunch of footage from Kentucky Lake and we'll bring that to you, but I have an update for you. As you can see right there, that's my kayak. Now, it is not in a proper setup right now to go on a fishing trip. It is all torn apart. That's because we got a new kayak. Well, it's not new, it's lightly used, but I got a great deal on it. It is a Wilderness Systems Recon 120. It is the HD model, so it did have the pedal drive. I am not using the pedal drive, obviously. Still have the Torpedo on the back. So we use the pedal drive for a different use, and we'll get to that in a second. But good looking kayak. Got a great deal on it. It is an upgrade from what my kayak was, but it just altogether a better setup. It does more things that I need it to do than what my other kayak did. So got to go out the other day on the river. Unfortunately, the river was really low, so we really couldn't do much with her, but and she did good. So we had just a couple things to do, but I've been spending all week trying to get this going and get it ready. But I kind of just want to walk you through it, show you all the different upgrades that I've done over the week here. But we're all rigged up, so we'll start at the front. I have my nav lights here. I got my green and my red. Those are just Yak Power button lights. Super bright. I didn't need the big long strip. Didn't seem like it was necessary. Big front hatch, and this one is soft. I did put, let me open this up. I did put expanding foam. You can see it there. I did it on both sides because it sits deep in a crevasse there. They had some weather stripping on there before, but it wasn't really that good. This stuff, I just put it under a pressure washer just to test it. And I was bone dry afterwards. So a wave over the bow isn't gonna get me water in the hole like my other kayak did. This expanding foam is the trick. You just it's not necessarily waterproof, but when it compresses like that, it is to a point, and it'll just basically absorb that water, but then just feed it back down into my channels, which is kind of the key there. We'll keep moving on. I have the Yak Gadget graph mount, or command, I don't know what they call it. But that's going to be across my front end there with both of my graphs on it. I have a camera holder in the middle there, so I'll be able to get some head-on pictures of some fish hopefully in the future here. But really cool setup there with that Yak bar. The one thing I did like about my other kayak is I had the console in the middle where I had the graph on top of another, and one objective does make a mount for that, but I just thought this would be much more practical. I could put more things on it. Yeah, it just worked out. I have my foot control steering set up here. This is just the native watercraft foot control steering. It's nice, it's metal. Nothing against the Innovative Sportsman one, but this one just I like the foot pedals at an angle, and it just set up for this kayak, so I just got these. But yeah, and then I just ran the wire right through here. This is the only things I really had to drill in this kayak, other than where all my cables go. I don't know if you can see that, they're a mess back here, but all my cables for all my graphs go through that one hole right there, which is nice. But I just had to drill out and put some tubing in on both sides here, and that comes out right here. and here, and that controls my steering to the triangle. There is already pre-drilled holes and tubes in for my lift and my reverse, and that was for the rudder that was here. There was also rudder cables that are below this. I obviously couldn't use those because they're just right there. Even if I put the triangle on the bottom side of the mount here, it still wouldn't work. So I just did some new holes in the outside, and those have worked perfect. We'll go back up to the front so we can keep working our way back. I don't have a storage system underneath the seat. I need to find a toolbox of some sort that will work for under there because I missed my drawer already. One time out for 2 hours, and I do miss my DeWalt drawer underneath my seat. The seat is pretty comfortable. It is not the swivel seat. I might invest in that at some point. They do make a swivel seat for this, so I can spin all the way around and access the black pack. The black pack was hard to access, but I think I have changed that now, so it's a little bit easier, and I'll show you that in a second. I have just a couple mounts up there for drink holder, rod holder. I have the double header in there to hold my catchboard, which is nice. It just kind of clips out, and then I can just clip it in. And then my throttle for my Torqeedo is up behind that. Yak Hobby makes these sweet, there's these little pucks in here in the Kayak, and they're just screwed in. They're used for the rudder control. Well, Yak Hobby made one, 3D printed one with holes in it to mount things onto, which is great. So both of those things are mounted. There's the live scope, and I'll kind of show you where that cord's going to run in the future upgrade for the live scope, but that's going to work really nice right where it was. It's kind of not going to be a change from where I was before. One of the sweet things about this kayak is it has horizontal rod storage. So you can see, I'll move my net out of the way here. It has these, you can put 2, 3, possibly even more. I have a 6'6" in there now, and there's obviously, it's almost too short for what I'm dealing with. But it has a horizontal rod storage, which is cool. It's got a strap here to, just like a boat would. It's really nice. I'm probably going to keep a sleeve on it just while it's in the horizontal rod storage, just to keep my eyes safe. But that is a pretty sweet. It's got it on both sides, so that's pretty nice. I've taken off a lot of the rod holders on my black pack, actually on both sides, because I didn't really like the way it fit while using the horizontal rod storage. So it's got a nice place for the out of the way for the paddle. If I were to need it, I need to shorten up my paddle, because that was the long one I got for my other kayak, because I was sitting so high and it was kind of like a stand-up paddleboard, so I could stand up and paddle. So I need to get a shorter one because it is a little long there. I probably don't need all of that. But yeah, moving on, we got the black pack. So when I did go out the first time, it was a struggle trying to get into it. So what I did is I just got 2 big Plano boxes and I taped them together as a platform. So it is sitting up really high right now, which I like. So I'll be able to get to it a lot easier, get everything out I need. I can just kind of reach around me. The other day I was kind of getting up out of the seat to turn around and go get it, so that wasn't obviously ideal. There's the battery for the Torqeedo. We have the Torqeedo down here, and then with a beat up prop. I beat the crap out of that prop the other day. I got to get a new one soon here. We got power pole, which is just mounted directly into the hull. Did a bunch of work to get that mounted, made sure it was sealed up, because it was kind of a little bit of an uneven surface. Not bad though. But yeah, that's we're gonna use the battery for now for that. There is through-hole scuppers here. You can buy the native ones if I want to run the power cable to that, but I don't think it's needed. I don't really use it all that much anymore, just because it is in the back. I have an Anchor Wizard. I'm gonna mount it to the front, just for river fishing in particular. The only problem with power pole is, like, I'm gonna spin around. Even in the current, I'm gonna be facing the wrong way. You always want to be facing up current because you want that bait to be coming down current. It's natural for the bass. So I'm definitely going to put my Anchor Wizard in the front, probably not for this trip. I just kind of want to see how the bow performs in bigger waves before I put a anchor up there. But from what I could tell, it probably actually needed some more weight up front, so having that weight probably won't be too bad. But yeah, it is a beautiful kayak. It's wider than what I currently had by just a little bit in the middle. Probably usable area, maybe a little less, just because of the horizontal rod storage there. But it does what I need it to do. It's got the storage, it's comfortable. I was surprised at how comfortable that seat was, because that was the one thing I didn't want to change on my other kayak, is that really comfortable Larry chair they had on it. But this is, it was actually really comfortable to sit in. I was surprised. Underneath the kayak, or in the kayak, I have my Yak Power, and it is mounted right now on a piece of, sorry, I'm turning the camera here. Let me get a better angle here for you guys. It is mounted on a piece of Kydex that is drilled into the inside seam here. So that's my Yak Power system. I'm going to put the black box here eventually, but I'm going to show you why I haven't done that next. So we're going to move back out. We're going to put the big bucket in, which is awesome. This is another thing I love about this, is even if water does get in, the bucket stops it. But this is going to be where my battery goes. My battery is going to go in here. Unfortunately, my battery box that I've had forever, that one, does not fit in there. So I have to figure out a new system. But in the meantime, I'm just going to put the battery in there. It'll be fine. Even if it gets a little water, those lithium batteries will be okay. And then right here is where I drill the hole to get all my cords in and out, which they'll just stay in here. I never need to go underneath this bucket for now. But for now, I'm putting the black box here is because I need to run this wire from the transducer into there. So it's just going to run through the foam and over the top here. The compression on the foam will still keep it watertight, but down here I don't have to worry about it as much. And that's going to hook up. That just makes it so I can take the live scope pole off of the kayak every night. And now, if I need to, I can always just take the black box out too if I'm staying at a hotel and I don't want to worry about it, get it stolen. Sorry, there's someone using a relief blower behind me. If someone gets, if I go to a hotel or something, I can just take it out. I can just take this box out, then I don't have to worry about it. Black box stays in there. The new plans, or the upgraded plans, would be to put a bulkhead connector for the live scope pole right here. And we're going to mount the black box underneath inside, and there will just be another cord that attaches to it, so that'll never come out then, essentially. I haven't really figured out a way to lock it, but we'll get to that when we get to that. But there it is, boys and girls, the new Recon 120. It is a good looking kayak. I do like the color too. It's pretty cool. I'm excited for the fishing trip coming up. We leave early. I still have a lot of packing. Well, I have a lot of packing to do. I'll show you. I'm bringing the kitchen sink. I have all my tackle boxes, all my soft plastics in that big Tupperware bin, all nice and organized. All my line is in there with my chargers, my tackle boxes. Yeah, so I have to get my rods in there. That's my next step. And then we're going to be ready to go. But stay tuned, because it's going to be a cool trip. It's going to be fun. I'm going to have a lot of videos, hopefully, from it. Maybe a little boat versus kayak challenge, because I'm bringing the kayak, and the other two have boats, so it'll be 2 boats versus 1 kayak. It'll be 4 guys versus 1 then. So we'll see. We'll have a little bit of fun with it, and hopefully catch a bunch of big fish. Smallmouth and largemouth, maybe some stripers, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, we'll catch you in a couple weeks with the Kentucky video. Stay tuned to Instagram. Maybe I'll post some stuff on there if we get to catch a big one in the meantime. All right, thanks, guys.